Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone, and yeah, we are here to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 4, Episode 1. I don't know what in the sister wife hell I just watched, but I got a whole lot to get off my chest, and I would like to talk to you about it if you got a minute to listen, okay? Because this was disturbing. The first 7 minutes of this episode is a season in and of itself. But child, first, hey, how y'all doing? Sorry, hold on, Y'all know date drives me up a wall. But how y'all doing? It's good to see you. All right, all that, okay. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Child, anyway, let's just get into it. This episode just kicked off with the foolishness. This was, child, let's just start from the beginning. So the episode opens up with Tisha and Marsau going to dinner, right? I don't know if they're celebrating their 15-year anniversary or if Tisha is just throwing it around that they've been together 15 years. But, Tisha's making the comment about, oh, this is what 15 years gets you. And Marsau is like, no, it gets you a lot more than this. But, if dinner is enough, then that's all I'm going to give you. Tisha goes, well, how are you? How are things? And he's, I'm stressed, projects closing and things. Tisha said, well, you're stressed. Well, I thought you would be feeling great, especially since you just had your getaway. He goes, yeah, that trip to Africa, was what I needed. And, and I want to tell you, I appreciate you understanding me needing to go by myself. What? You went to Wakanda without your wife? And Tisha says, well, I didn't understand at first. I really wasn't with it because I wanted to go to Africa. I've never been to Africa, and I have a lot that's on me and things that are stressing me out. And I would love to get away, but, and Marsau goes into how, I just needed to get away and unplug from everything. And, over there, my phone doesn't work. And there's so many flags on the plate. It don't make no sense. Okay. First of all, where did you go in Africa that your phone don't work? What in the third world lies are you telling? Like, what are you talking about, Marsau? That you went to somewhere in Africa in 2022 and you want us to think your phone didn't work? Like, you're going to have to save the damn lies, okay? Number one. Number two, why, if your wife of 15 years, the mother of your 3 children, has never been to Africa either, the woman who is helping you to manage your life that you claim is so stressful and so overwhelming, when what you primarily do is go to work and make money to provide for the kids that you don't want to be bothered with most of the damn time. You are so stressed that you need to get away, and you don't need to go to a cabin in Tennessee or a strip club in Miami. You need to go all the way to the motherland. You need to go all the way across the Atlantic to entertain you while you leave your wife stateside to be stressed with your business and your children. Marsau is so full of it don't make no sense. And it's painful to watch Tisha buy this bullshit. It's painful. Like, Tisha. But I don't know why I couldn't go. You couldn't go because you weren't invited to the fucking wedding. That's why you couldn't go. You got a sister wife you don't know. That's why you couldn't go. Oh my God, child. And see, let me tell you something. I'm married. I ain't never been married. I may never be married. I don't understand. And it's not that I don't think that married people cannot have independent interests and hobbies and cannot be individuals even in their union. It's not that I don't think that they can't explore those interests and hobbies individually, but it's something as big as going to Africa, especially for an African American, it hits different. I cannot imagine that the man that you've given the last 15 years of your life to, that you sacrificed your body and gave him 3 children, would get up and say, you know what, y'all are stressing me out real bad. I'm going to Africa real quick. I'll be back. Excuse me, what? Y'all go ahead and pack y'all bag. Y'all going to your grandmama's house because we is going to Africa. What you mean? You want your own room? You can have your own room, but I mean, since we just booking flights and going, shit, I want to go too. If you can just get up and go, why can't she? How insulting is it for your husband to just get up and say, you know what? I'm going to Africa without you. And Tisha is saying, you know, you didn't even give me the option. You didn't offer. It was just you put it out there, you going, and I'm not invited. Girl, at this point, y'all are co-parents in a marital union, okay? This is some bull if I have ever seen it. Like, the first 7 minutes of this episode is a season in and of itself. This dinner, like, Jesus, help me. So then Marsau tries to deflect by bringing up how impressed he is by the non-capitalist culture in Africa. Like, sir, you could save the civil rights speeches and explain to me, Tisha, and Miss Wanda why the hell you going to Africa without your wife. And amidst all these rumors of you cheating and having outside children and a silent side chick. Why? If Tisha said she was going to get up and go to a whole nother continent for a week and leave your children with you, you would tell Tisha she's out her damn mind. So why is it okay? Even in the midst of, you know, married people can do separate things. Why is it okay for you to get up and do something you would never accept from your wife? Say with all these bull speeches. Marsau, go to hell. So then he uses this conversation to segue into how he needs a chief of staff. I don't know who in the Monica Lewinsky hell you is looking to hire, but Marsau needs to take a straight flight to the lowest level of hell. Do you understand me? You need a chief of staff. And it's not going to be a man. It's going to have to be a woman. So his thing is he doesn't understand why Tisha is so concerned with him not having anyone that's a young female as his assistant. But you're adamant that you won't have anybody that's a male. Marsau is a walking, talking double standard. He is a walking, talking contradiction. Why is it okay for you to say unequivocally, I'm not having a male assistant, and then ask your wife, why are you so concerned about whether it's a female or a male? The same reason you're so concerned. And I'm going to tell you, Tisha, you might need to put Miss Wanda on the job, but I can guarantee you there is already a selected candidate for that position. It's probably also the assistant that assisted his ass to Africa. So Tisha, in the comfort of her dinner and denial, decides, let's just change the subject. You know, while we're talking, you are messy because, you know, Tisha makes some comment and Marsau tells her, oh, you must have been reading the comments. And she says, oh, well, you're messy because you put that picture up showing that Maurice was out with you guys after Maurice said on the reunion that he wasn't there. He had never been around the side chick. So Tisha says, you know, well, the thing is, old girl wants to be relevant. I don't want to make her relevant. And then she proceeds to repeat everything the girl has said. And so Marsau is like, shut up. Marsau keeps telling Tisha, look, you need to stop. Please be quiet. This is not going to end well. Tisha, let me tell you what the hell that translated to for me. My side chick is on the edge. And she about sick of this. My side chick done told me, you talk a little too much shit this season, she coming out her bag. So I'm going to tell you to please shut your ass up before we have a problem. Marsau said, you always ask me why I didn't stop you in the moment. And this is me stopping you in the moment. This ain't going to turn out like you think it's going to turn out. I said, well, damn. So Tisha just keeps trying to, well, let me tell you what she said. And Marsau keeps telling her, shut your ass up, okay? And it's literally painful to watch. It's like Tisha's brain just turns off and she goes on to autopilot in messy mode. What the hell? Like, shut up. So they're in the confessional and Marsau is explaining to Tisha, and he explained this to her at the dinner table. He's like, listen, the worst thing you can do when somebody calls you a dog is bark. Tisha's crazy ass said, I don't always bark. It's just when I ain't had enough. Damn it, you missed the point, Tisha. But if you want to be a dog, rough shit. When I tell you I could go on about this dinner scene, at this point, I am very comfortable in the idea that Tisha is well aware that her husband has extracurricular activities going on and she is just not willing to be a single mother, so she is going to turn a blind eye. That's what I am getting from Tisha, because this is some bull. Okay, moving on. Martell and Louis get together. Now, Lord, I'm going to tell you, I could actually tolerate Louis a little bit in the scene. Now, Martell and Louis get to talking. Martell is apparently there for a workout. They ain't there 5 minutes before Martell starts going in on Mel. Now, Martell, I'm going to need you to work on a storyline, okay? I'm going to need you to bring something other than Mel ain't for mama, okay? Now, everybody knows, in my favorite voice, I am not the biggest Mel fan. However, she can, just like Martell can't be the subject of all her conversations, Mel can't be the subject of all your conversations. I ain't putting up with that all season. I'm just not, okay? So 5 minutes in, he's talking to Louis about, Mel, and she ain't doing what she's supposed to do as a mother. And, she got 2 phones and the only one I got access to, she keeps turned off. And, I want to talk to my kids when they're not with me and yada, yada, yada. Listen, if you have a court-ordered custody agreement where the court, because y'all weren't mature enough, the court has had to map out a plan for you, you have to abide by that plan. Unfortunately, you don't have the power anymore to say, I want this and that and the third. Now, you don't run her household. You used to. So then Louis asked Martell, basically, how did he deal with everything that came up during the reunion, especially, with the conversation about Mel cheating. And Martell basically says, I understand. However, while I understand her cheating on me because I cheated, I don't want to be called the bad guy when everybody's cheating. If everybody's cheating, how am I the bad guy when we've done the same thing? Well, hold on. Now you got a point and you don't have a point, okay? One, I do believe him. I believe everybody, just about everybody, got cheated. The only one who I don't believe has really gotten a lick is Kimmi. But I think everybody that did a little something. Part of the reason Tisha is so comfortable in her delusion and denial is I think she done got a lick back or two. Okay? Now, the issue is, yes, everybody cheated. But no, Martell, y'all did not do the same thing. You had a 5-year ongoing affair with the same woman, allowed that woman to become comfortable in disrespecting your wife on multiple platforms, and then proceeded to have a baby with this woman after you made it very clear to your wife that you were not willing to sacrifice your relationship with her. Y'all did not do the same thing. Now, I'm not saying Mel ain't did her dirt. I'm not saying what she did was not cheating. However, what I'm saying is y'all ain't did the same thing. So you're going to have to come up off that. Now, yeah, everybody got their faults and everybody has some dirt up under their nails. But let's not go too far. So then Louis shifts the conversation to Marsau. And the fact that Marsau is basically a hypocrite because he made this big scene and this big deal about the men pillow talking to their wives and keeping things between them as men and all this stuff last season to drag Louis. And then he got his ass on the internet and exposed his own blood brother Like this, you cannot make this stuff up. Your whole point is to expose Maurice. And I think part of it is that Maurice has the cleaner image. Maurice is the more likable guy. And Marsau is kind of turning into Martell, where I don't want to be the unlikable guy by myself. And so now I'm going to drag you down here because he's up there making it like he wasn't around this. No, I'm going to expose you. Bruh. Moving on. We get to Kimmi and Maurice's house. Kimmi is outside with her new dog. She's gotten a dog because, as she says, there are only two sources she believes you can get unconditional love from, and that's animals and children. And so she has her a pet as a source of unconditional love. And she explains that to Maurice as well. Maurice says, no, you get it from husbands too. No, you ain't doing your job. Okay, so she got her puppy to take up the slack. But let's move on. Kimmi goes straight into it all. Kimmi goes straight into Marsau's post. And there was this interview online. This girl accused you of sleeping with linebackers. You said you weren't there. Your brother posted a picture saying you were. Like, what's going on? Maurice so foolish. It's not even funny. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Maurice looks so uncomfortable standing there talking to Kimmi. So Kimmi says to Maurice, listen, there was a time that you told me if I ever asked you a direct question, you wouldn't lie to me. Kimmi says the direct question would be, did you sleep with the linebacker? The direct question would be, have you ever been unfaithful in any way at any time during the course of our relationship? That would be the direct question. The did you sleep with the linebacker gives too many outs, and you know that. The whole feeding into the linebacker portion of it is bull. And Maurice harps on that, right? I would no, it's bull and it's accusations, and I would never sleep with the linebacker. Boy, shut up. Like, let me tell you all the reasons Maurice is full of it, okay? One, all that I would never date a linebacker. Let me tell you something. Who people pop out with and who they pop into are two different things, okay? You will be surprised at what folks are attracted to. So what they do in public because a lot of people will choose a partner according to what they feel fits their public image. Furthermore, Kimmi made a good point. Kimmi said, listen, I don't care what a person looks like. You can save all that I would never date a linebacker talk. And I'm going to tell you, I tell women this all the time. There are two things you can stop shading a woman for. Her age and her size, okay? I don't care how young you think you are. I don't care how bad you think you are. It might be an old big bit that take your man, all right? I have seen stranger things happen. And Kimmi is like, listen, I don't need all the roundabouts. I don't need to go around Robin Hood's barn and, all the things you wouldn't do. It's a yes or no question. Did you do it or did you not? And he's, no, it's accusations. I'm going to tell y'all, this is where I started to lose a little respect for Kimmi, I ain't gonna lie. Because Kimmi literally started to make excuses for Maurice. And what is coming off like is Kimmi knows that Maurice did step out. And she is going to find a way to justify it because she doesn't want to have to face that. She doesn't want to deal with that. And she doesn't want her marriage interrupted. And then Kimmi and Maurice, they get in their confessional and they are, it's just absolute BS. Because first of all, they're sidestepping the real conversation and making it about, the picture makes it look like Maurice condoned what Martell was doing. No, that ain't what it's about. What it's about is it makes Maurice look like a liar. And if he would lie about just being in the environment, what else is he lying about? That's what the real question is. Nobody give a damn about what he condoned. We know. I ain't never known a group of men on the face of the planet America to say, hey, I'm not going to be involved with y'all because y'all over there cheating on your wives. What I have seen is this one might not cheat, but he know what's going on with that one. He know about the outside baby before the wife ever found out. Like, we know that. We know that men are in their own social circles knowing what each other is doing. Nobody is concerned about that. What it looks like is Maurice is a liar. And what is he lying about? What is he lying for if you weren't doing anything? And so Kimmi is playing the whole, it doesn't matter what they look like. The issue is we were dating, but no, we weren't married yet. And yada, yada, yada. Like, let me tell you something. If your whole model is a man can cheat on you until y'all get married, please know you will be cheated on after you're married. Because marriage don't change nothing. You're marrying that individual. The fact that you change your relationship status from dating or from girlfriend, boyfriend, from cohabitation to married does not change this person. If the person is a dog before they get married, they are married dog after they get married. Like, what the hell? These people too old for this. And then to get it off herself, she segues into how concerned she is about how Marsau's antics affect Tisha. Like, please. You literally just said on the reunion, if you and Tisha were not related by marriage, you would not be friends with her. You are not that concerned about her. Like, this is deflection at its finest. This is some bullshit. I don't know what in the hell is going on in those Scott families, but it's too damn much for me. So then we move on. And the next scene is Destiny in the studio recording a song. Listen. I saw the interview Destiny did. Okay? I saw Destiny run down her whole resume of all the stuff she's done and how she's been singing a long time and how this is what she's always wanted to do. And I understand that that was to set the foundation that she is not copying Mel, but she is just following a path that she had laid many, many years ago. Okay. Having said that, no. And then did she not know the words to her song? Like, why is the reality TV map get on the show, get popping, try to make a song? Why? Then as she's recording, Tisha shows up. And her and Tisha, oh, hey, girl. I'm so happy. Oh, this is so nice. Girl, what? How you and Tisha get to be friends? Destiny and Tisha sit down and talk, and Destiny basically talks about the reigniting of her passion for singing and how she has had to find that again. She's talking about how rough things have been for her. And she gets into, how she was on a major financial downturn. And so she ended up on public assistance to be able to support herself and her child. And I want to say that I give her the utmost respect for having the humility to admit that on national TV. And I think it speaks to her willingness to be transparent, because we have dragged Destiny for the last 2 seasons about the fact that you don't want to let us know what's going on in your life. And so I think it really does serve to highlight that it's not that she doesn't want to let us know what's going on in her life. She really is choosing to not talk about LeBaric. She really is choosing to keep that between them. I don't know who was at fault. I don't know if she contributed to whatever the cause for the divorce is, but she has chosen to keep that between them. And maybe that's a decision she is making now for the future of her child, so her child doesn't have to deal with whatever the fallout is of them putting all their business on TV. But I really respected the fact that she was willing to be that transparent. And I think the other reason she went to that level of transparency is because she knows the backlash she's going to get from people calling her a copycat, like saying you're copying Mel because now you want to sing, when we had never heard her mention singing before now. So Destiny says she hasn't talked to Mel since Mel overheard Tisha and Destiny having a conversation in a hotel they were in. So they were apparently in rooms next to each other. Destiny and Tisha are having a conversation about what happened at the reunion. And Mel overheard them, went to the door and told them she could hear them. And Destiny says, she wasn't saying anything negative about Mel, but Mel let her know that she was upset that she would be talking to her enemy at all. And so Tisha is kind of taken aback that she didn't know she was Mel's enemy. And, I get it. Like, girl, I didn't know it was that deep either. So we move on to see Mel and Kimmi meeting. We are on the other side of the Twilight Zone because now Mel wants to be friends with Kimmi and she wants to cut Tisha out of that. And so she takes Kimmi on a, little girls' date to make charcuterie boards and spill tea. So first things first, this conversation was extremely fake. Mel pretended to care that Kimmi had this new dog, but it was the most feigned, I don't really give a damn and I think I'm a better actress than I am tone I have ever heard in my life. I remember when the last one passed. Oh. So let's talk about these rumors in the streets. Girl, yeah, that's what you want to talk about. Like, just tell the girl, I really heard my man's mistress said your man got one too, and I just wanted to know how you was dealing with that. Like, say that. So Mel asked Kimmi, what was Marsau insinuating by posting this picture? So Kimmi is on the defense immediately. Kimmi says, I don't know, but the truth of the matter is the only married ones at the time were Marsau and Martell. So what was your man doing? And so Mel responds by saying, well, y'all were together, yeah, they were the only married ones, but y'all were together. The picture was taken August 2015. Kimmi says, yeah, we were together. We actually bought our house in 2014 when we met y'all. So y'all were together enough to buy a whole piece of property. But y'all weren't together enough for cheating the matter? Get the hell out of here. Please. What? Y'all were buying property together, but you want to pretend like the relationship was casual enough for infidelity to not matter? Say you're not willing to acknowledge that you were cheated on. Say that at this point, I got what I want and I'm not willing to look at the flaws in it, period. And so Kimmi says, I believe him. I have no issue believing my husband. And Mel in the confessional is saying, well, I know that Maurice is not Martell, but I believe my husband and you see where I ended up. So my motto is just follow your intuition. Well, when you're right, you're right. And so Mel then turns around and asks Kimmi, well, when you find out he cheated, what you gonna do? Girl, Mel. This is not a good look. This screamed, I'm so happy I'm not gonna be the only one who's been cheated on. I'm so happy somebody else's marriage is getting exposed for what I went through. That is what this gave me. Y'all can disagree with me, and I know many of you will, but that is exactly what this gave. This did not give she had any level of concern for what Kimmi is actually going through. This is, ooh, girl, your husband cheated on you just like mine cheated on me. What you gonna do? This is why you have to heal and not pretend to be healed. Because happy hoes ain't hating and hating hoes ain't happy, okay? When you are healed or healing for real, you don't have the time to dance on what you think is somebody else's grave. You don't take joy in what you think is somebody else's pain because you've been through it, because you know what it takes to overcome it. You don't take joy in that. What you gonna do when you find out he cheated? Girl, what did you do? What is that to ask her? That was such a misery loves company moment. And I was even more disappointed in Kimmi. Kimmi started saying, well, that's the dilemma. That's the pickle for me, that if I find out that he cheated, the issue is we weren't married. So I think that there's a different commitment level when you're married. Girl, I hate to say she looks desperate, but this looks like a woman who was desperate to be married and who was willing to overlook being disrespected and mistreated and cheated on and lied to to have a marriage. Why? So then we see Mel give her version of the male Destiny Tisha issue to Kimmi. And she's saying how she was in her hotel room. She overheard them talking trash. Her and Destiny went to breakfast when they came back to Alabama. Destiny admitted to talking trash about her and apologized. But she's at a place in her life where she is not giving people second chances and she didn't want to be bothered. Now, I'm going to tell you, I think that's some of the truth. Even in the future scenes they're showing us, Mel will never say what was actually said. It's just the fact that her name was mentioned and the fact that she's talking to Tisha. I feel like the truth is Mel never wanted to be Destiny's friend. Destiny was a friend of convenience because Destiny was a female friend of Martell's. And I think it was something she wanted to take from Martell. She was going to take this friend from him. So then Mel goes on to invite Kimmi to some pajama party that she's having that only her friends are going to be at. And Tisha nor Destiny are invited, so don't go telling them. And, oh, I can't wait. This is going to be so exciting. Now, why Kimmi would even agree to go to this messiness is beyond me, but she did. And it just screams, I'm trying to be queen of the mean girls. Because when we see the flash forward to future scenes, we see you have Kimmi, who is Tisha's sister-in-law. You have Tisha's cousin, Kiki, there. Like, why do you have so many people that are attached to Tisha if you can't stand Tisha? Like, girl, no. You're trying to create a scene, just like she did with Destiny and Martell. You are trying to manipulate to prove to Tisha that you can take the people closest to her. Like, girl, all y'all got to grow up. Mel has control issues and she thinks she owns people. And there is some truth to what Martell said. If you are not loyal to the degree that she thinks you need to be, which is a yes man servant, she don't have no use for you. And it's evident because it is becoming a pattern. Like, it's absolutely asinine to think that somebody who has a relationship that is decades long with your husband, who you don't even really like, you could control enough to tell who they can talk to and who they can't. They can't talk to your husband, which is who you even met them through. Or ex-husband. They can't talk to your girlfriend because that's your enemy now. No, you have control issues and you got to get help. So the final scene of the episode, y'all, I'm so glad this is wrapping up. I done finished a whole damn drink and about lost my mind. I just can't. The Scott brothers all get together. So it's Kimmi and Maurice, Marsau and Tisha, and their brother Micah and his wife. And I'm so sorry I didn't get her name. So they all sit down for dinner. And the brother Micah is already letting us know that Marsau is not just an inconvenience to the internet. He's also an inconvenience at his house because he stayed breaking dishes and shit. So please just sit down and wait for us to bring you a plate. So they all get to talking. And Kimmi goes straight into so Marsau, what were you thinking when you posted that picture? And Tisha, oh, we just gonna go straight into the post. So Marsau goes into this whole thing about how he didn't think it was a big deal. He didn't think anything of it. He thinks getting in trouble with your wife is funny because he don't take his wife serious. And in the confessional, Kimmi makes a comment and says how, yeah, Marsau called out Maurice, but I'm going to call Marsau out for calling Maurice out. So you ain't mad at your man for lying. You mad at your brother-in-law for exposing that your husband is a liar so that y'all no longer have the image of marriage that y'all had. Got it. I'm not even following them down these rabbit holes because this is some bull. This is some bull. This is some bull. So after Marsau basically explains that he only thought Maurice would get in trouble for being complicit, for being there and saying he wasn't there, and not so much being accused of being a cheater, Kimmi, once again, takes the opportunity to segue it to Tisha. Because but you don't understand how the things you do affect Tisha. No, say how it hurt y'all. Because y'all are so busy trying to play like y'all have this perfect, clean marriage when clearly it's a mess over there. Like, I am all for the fact that Tisha and Marsau's marriage is a mess. It's an absolute mess. But what you're not going to do is sell me this bull that you're so concerned about this particular person when that's not the truth. That's not the truth. You're not that concerned about how she's dealing with the backlash of what her husband does. You ain't never been that concerned until it included your husband being exposed for being a liar. So stop with the deflecting to Tisha. So Kimmi goes into how affected Tisha is and how Tisha's always caught in the crosshairs of, Marsau's antics. And so they asked Tisha, are you affected? And Tisha's like, well, yeah, I am always caught in the crosshairs, but I don't care. She said, the reason it affected me so much in the beginning is because the people who were making comments were people I thought were my friends. So that in and of itself affected me. But I know that people are going to have things to say. So it's not so much that people have anything to say. It's who it was that had something to say that hurt me. So in so many words, you can back up off me and stop trying to use me as your scapegoat. Talk about y'all own damn marriage. I know my shit is a mess. I'm living in my delusions of grandeur and going shopping, bitch. Okay? Don't ask me nothing about my marriage. And if I'm upset, I know I married a goddamn fool. Okay? I got 3 children to raise, bills to pay, and shoes to buy. What about you? So when Marsau is basically completely indifferent to how anybody feels or is affected by what he's done on the internet, Maurice says, listen, you had 2 children that popped up out of nowhere in the last year. Where they at? What you mean? Are we speaking hypothetically? Like, what do you mean he had outside children pop up this year? Because I've been on the internet and I ain't seen nobody pop up nowhere. So could you please tell us something we don't know? Maurice says, well, listen, since you had these 2 children pop up out of nowhere, how would you feel if I got on the internet and I started posting pictures of cribs or a post that said outside kids? And Tisha and Marsau, that's below the belt. That ain't even funny. That's too much. You're going too low. Well, why is it too low when it's your marriage, but it ain't too low when it's theirs or theirs or theirs? Because Marsau did this with Martell and Mel. You thought it was funny, season 1. Marsau did this with Louis and Tiffany. Marsau is doing this now with Kimmi and Maurice. And let me tell you something. When them chickens come home to roost, it's a motherfucker. And Maurice lets him know just that. When he ends this episode on the note, there's so much that I don't say that I do know about this situation. I said, well, damn, they're doomed. It's about to go down. And that is where season 4, episode 1 came to an end. Y'all, that's it for this episode. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Candy and the gang will be up sometime between today and tomorrow. In the meantime, in between time, I thank you so much for coming down here, listening to me, letting me get it off my chest. I truly appreciate you. I will see you next time. Love you, mean it. Bye.